Have you ever went to a seminar or read a really great book or watched a good video and gotten very inspired and thought, "Oh my gosh, this is it. This is going to change my business, my outcomes, and my income." And then you find yourself about 2 weeks later right back where you started from. Now, this is good information, but does good information always equal transformation? That's the real key I'm going to share with you in this video today. This isn't fluff. This isn't BS. This is how do you get real results and internal transformation that can change your life, change your business, and your outcomes. I'm Cappi Pidwell. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a master of NLP and hypnotherapy of 30 years now. So let's dive into this topic of how change really works and how do you personally get real change. So I also have a book. It's called The Mindset Code, and there's millions of books out there on thinking positive. There's so much information. It's good information, but I'm going to give you one of the biggest secrets in the whole personal development world that I have been doing for years, that I have been sharing with my clients. And they look at me like, huh? Because they don't hear it a lot. That's why, unfortunately, it's a secret, but I am sharing this powerful solution with you today. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine for a moment, and you can close your eyes if you want. I want you to imagine for a moment, what is your familiar go-to? What is the feeling you wake up with in the morning? Do you say, "Oh, I feel tired. Oh, I'm exhausted"? Or do you wake up and go, "I'm so excited to create my day. I'm the creator with the creator. I'm taking this day on." Then throughout the day, something happens. Someone cuts you off. You get to work late or something. And what is that loop, that familiar thing that you say to yourself? Do you feel the emotion of, like I said, exhaustion? Do you feel a familiar feeling of, I don't know, maybe you feel defeated, or maybe you feel mad or angry? And it really doesn't matter what the situation or the circumstances are. Your automatic go to emotion is what I call that familiar feeling, because I promise you it's a subconscious feeling. And when we're little and we're getting programmed in our brilliant subconscious mind, we create these coping mechanisms. These feelings occur for us as little people. And then as we grow older and older and older, I say it's like emotional bricks, right? Let's use an example of somebody doesn't feel loved. They want to find a partner and they say, "Cappi, there's no good women out there. Or there's no good men out there." And they've piled these bricks up because maybe their parents didn't give them enough attention or they didn't feel loved. Again, I'm totally just saying this off the cuff. But these emotions drive your decisions today. So then that belief gets formed that, "Oh, I'm not lovable," or "love doesn't work for me," or "all women do this," or "all men do this." And then those are the beliefs you have. And then, of course, that's exactly what you align with because that's your frequency. That's your familiar feeling. Last night, I had been coaching somebody in the day, and I started to distinguish these common familiar feelings. And they're typically stress, worry, fear, lack, unlovable, uncertain, insecure. Again, I'm just going off the top of my head. And then I looked at the feelings that most people want, which is happiness, joy, feeling blessed, allowing miracles, feeling abundant, feeling prosperous, having freedom. And yet people are walking around with the lack or the anger or the familiar feelings. So this is the key to you getting permanent change. It's not about just writing down in your journal an affirmation that says, "I am wealthy, I am lovable, I am whatever." I love the "I am." However, if you feel like you're always stuck, or if you feel like you never have enough money, or if you feel like you're unlovable, I don't care how many affirmations you tell yourself. I don't care how much your energy, "I am a millionaire," and then inside you live in lack all day. So maybe you do the affirmations for 10 minutes a day, or maybe even listen to one of my sessions for 20 minutes. And then you go back into your daily life. If you don't identify that familiar feeling, which I help my clients do, but if you don't do that, you're just going to keep piling stuff on top of old stuff. It's like if you've ever seen a trash can at Disneyland, they're like so full and there's stuff stacked on top. That's how I think of the mindset. You're just trying to put information on top of a lot of limiting beliefs and old frequencies of energy that isn't serving you. And that feeling doesn't go away on its own. I promise you it doesn't. There's rewiring and reprogramming, if you will, in the subconscious mind. You don't lack willpower. You don't lack anything. You are a superhero inside. You just don't know how to access that level of learning to rewire your own subconscious so that you wake up in the morning with a new frequency, with a new feeling about yourself, about your life, about the situation and circumstances, because everything out there is a reflection of what's going on for you right here. So you can journal. It's still good. It's good to vent and get that information out for sure. I've done it for years. I don't do it so much anymore. I don't need to. But that for me is more purging, getting awareness, getting the ahas. But the reality is when you identify that familiar feeling, and then if you look at the opposite feeling. So let's say you experience a lack of money, a lack of time, a lack of love, and you live in lack. I call it the lack loop. Then what if the opposite would be of that? What is maybe to practice freedom, to feel freedom, get in the car and look out the window and be like, wow, I get to drive. I have freedom to go where I want. You get to go in the store. I have freedom to buy the expensive product or the not expensive product. I have freedom to choose with all these options on the shelf. Practice the feeling of freedom, whatever that looks like to you. If you're someone who wants to make more money or wants to have a breakthrough or wants to increase your results and you're living in a frequency and an emotion that is downer, if you will, it's very hard to manifest with that subconscious brick in your head and in your heart and inside of you that most people don't know how to get rid of. So if you're interested in booking a call, there will be a link in my notes. You can book a free consultation call. My calendar's limited, so book a call. We can hop on a Zoom, talk for 30 minutes and see if you're a fit for one of my coaching programs. I have a one-on-one and a 6-week program. So go ahead and book the link. And also do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment or a question if you have one. Tell me what your familiar feeling is. And then I'll do my best to go in and address those and give you some ideas or some insights to how you can begin to flip that switch. And then, of course, watch the next video and it will help you rewire your mindset. I'm Cappi Pidwell. I'll see you in the next video.